Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel video, everybody. I'm so excited to have you back here together again. And today's video, we're going to be doing the next part of my series, 6 MCU movies. I want to make whatever part we're on, probably part 11 or something. I'll see what list it is. But, real quick before we get started, as you guys can see behind me, if you're wondering if I'm in a different location, I'm not. I just moved my desk around because, let me show you guys. As you guys can see, I actually got, like, a new bed today. There were some problems, but, we did get them, but I'll technically, it's supposed to be up, with, like, the metal bars and everything, but still, it's still a bed, so I can still sleep on it. The beds that I had in the past, it's technically in the garage right now, but hey, who cares about that old bed? I had it for like 7 years. But with that said, let's get started talking about all 6 of these movies. Let's go. Okay, so this feels kind of weird to start out this list with a character that I don't intentionally know, but we gotta do what this list says. And for me, I don't really know much about this Prime character. I haven't heard anything about him. I haven't heard him in the comics, in the movies. I haven't heard a single thing about who this Prime character is. So basically, when I saw him on my list, I was like, who is this guy? And I was like, is this my character? Like, who is this character? So I guess we're actually going to be taking, because, like, one of the things that I'm kind of liking about the Marvel movies is that they're kind of introducing, not only are they introducing characters that we all know and love, but they're also introducing characters that we have never seen before in movies, like Shang-Chi and the Eternals. Those are movies that we haven't really heard about because they're more the less popular characters. And I like how we're getting a little bit more shows with that. And then, like, with the Disney Plus TV shows, we're getting Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight, which some people have heard of, but not a lot of people have heard of. And then also going to be, and then the Hawkeye series, they're going to introduce a character called Echo. And she's gonna be getting a series too, which I've never heard of that character. So I think the best thing, I don't really know much about the Prime character, but I'm gonna look into the comic books history and I'm gonna see what we can do with this character and fit himself into the MCU. So, there's not really much to say about this movie other than it's a sequel to Incredible Scar. Basically, it continues the events of, you know, the She-Hulk series. That's probably what I'm going to go with if they decide to make another Hulk movie with starring Mark Ruffalo and stuff. Well, it depends on when the show comes out, because they did that with Falcon Winter Soldier, like the last episode, when the last episode was released. They basically they basically announced that the first episode of it, like that, because Sam Wilson's now Captain America, he's basically gonna be like the new Cap. He's basically gonna be having his own film starring himself as Captain America. So that's fun. But for me, like I said, I don't know much about the Scar character. All I know is that he's the son of the Hulk, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with this film. Let's just see what happens in She-Hulk, and with whatever they give us, I could probably make a story with that, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so let's just be real here. War Machine seems more like a side character than an actual main character. And technically this is going to be another film that probably will be released after Armor Wars, because we do know that Armor Wars is going to focus on Rhodey trying to not get the Stark technology out of the wrong hands. And that's kind of what that people have been speculating, is that at the end of the last episode of Falcon Winter Soldier, where Sharon Carter was basically being pardoned and she was allowed to be back in the US, and she was calling somebody that they have all access to government weapons and secrets and stuff. Some people have been thinking that she was talking to Justin Hammer, because technically we have not. I think he's like, other than Mandarin, I think he's the only Iron Man movie villain that exists, and he's an Iron Man villain, and he basically is a wannabe Tony Stark. So if there's a plot line that he's working with Sharon Carter, also known as the Power Broker, and they're trying to steal Tony Stark's weapons, since when Tony signed the Accords, all of his tech went to the government. That's a cool plot line. And also, hopefully we could get Pepper back, and like, she could be part of the team. Hopefully Harley comes back. Whatever happens in the Armor Wars series, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And that's kind of what most of these films are really going to be about, is continuing the shows like Captain America 4, continuing the events of Falcon Winter Soldier, and like my Scar film, it's going to continue the events of She-Hulk, whatever happens in that show, and then hopefully the War Machine film I'm making will take place after the events of Armor Wars. So that's really the idea I have for this film. So once again, like Prime, I don't know nothing about this Werewolf by Night character or werewolf character, but one of my plans for the Captain America film, for my James Rogers film, the son of Steve Rogers, is to kind of have a character that's kind of like Wolverine, except he has the powers to turn into a wolf, and he's a soldier, kind of like that Russian drunk bear guy in the Winter Guard, where he's a soldier but he turns into a bear, which is very cool to me. So that's kind of my idea, but I don't really know much about werewolf character, but all I know is that it's an idea that I have in production. That's it. Alright, so I know that the Warriors 3 were killed off so quickly in Thor Ragnarok, and they were not used very well throughout this entire series of the Thor films. In the first Thor film, they had some likable scenes, and then it was kind of the same, kind of in Thor: The Dark World with Von Drill, but I don't really think any of the characters were developed really well. Sif is probably the one that I cared about the most, but she was just kind of like the jealous girl, since Thor chose Jane over her. And like these four characters I just never really cared about, but I feel like we could fix that. Maybe we can make an origin story long before they ever met with Thor, kind of like the childhood of how these four characters came to be, long before they met Thor. Well, kind of, maybe. I could probably call this movie called The Adventures of Thor and the Warrior and Late Thor, or The Adventures of Lady Sif and the Warriors 3, but I want to do an origin movie to kind of make sure, like, I want to see how these characters came to be, and like, we can make them the front center. Maybe a TV show, since they don't really like making the side characters have their own movies, but hey, it's fine. But even though these characters aren't loved like all the other characters in the MCU, I still think we could get something with them again. and probably some character development and make him a little bit likable. So, the idea of this specific film is based off of the 1940s serial of Captain America. When, how do I explain this? Captain America, in that movie, in that little serial movie, that wasn't Steve Rogers, and that's also why he didn't have a shield. He was actually some other person, I don't remember his name, like, his other movie name in the movie. But he was not Steve Rogers. It was a different Captain America. And he basically had to save this woman. I believe it was like that version of Peggy Carter from this other guy. And my plotline for this film is James Rogers goes back to his original time to save his family from like Nuke, Madam Hydra. Like they kidnapped them and it's up to James to save them. That's kind of the plotline I'm planning to do. And I can't wait for it. So that's really all I have in store for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram is Marvel6 and my TikTok name is Marvel1Fan. If you guys don't understand those names, head to my back section so you can follow me on all social medias. I'm also on Letterboxd. It's the same as Instagram, Marvel_6_. Oh, and please go follow me on Letterboxd. It's really important that you go because I have a lot more stuff on there so that you guys can see. I have a lot of reviews and lists and stuff that you guys probably haven't caught up. If you wanna, you can just go check it out. But see you guys tomorrow with some more videos.